1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Romesh Piris and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Parliament informed of the Gazette Extraordinary Notice keeping troops on standby. The President states that the main objective of the government is to create an environment where the farmers can benefit while protecting the environment and public health. The inter-provincial travel restrictions to be lifted on the 31st of October. The vaccination drive continues across all districts in the island. COVID vaccinations commence for 16 to 19-year-olds. The daily count of coronavirus cases moves to 554. The USAID announced urgent COVID-19 assistance for Sri Lanka. The Minister of Energy assures that there is no fuel shortage in the country and urges the public not to panic unnecessarily. International news. The US President vows to protect Taiwan in the event of a Chinese attack. Sports cricket, ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Dead rubber against Netherlands provides Sri Lanka the opportunity to solve top-order woes. Local news in detail now. The Speaker Mahindayapa Abewardena read the presidential order during Parliament proceedings today, informing the House on a Gazette notice issued by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, keeping troops on standby to maintain public order. The Gazette Extraordinary Notice, which has been issued every month, orders the military to remain on standby to maintain public order in specific areas. The President issued the Gazette Extraordinary Notice by virtue of the powers vested in him by the Section 12 of the Public Security Ordinance to be effective from today to all the members of the armed forces. The military has been kept on standby to maintain public order in all 25 districts in Sri Lanka, including along the adjoining territorial waters. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa emphasized the main objective of the government is to create an environment where the farmers can earn a better income while protecting the environment and public health. The President pointed out that the desired objectives could be achieved by resolving the difficulties faced by the farmers, and it is very important to meet the farmers and explain the accurate facts. The President added that the goal of the green agriculture is to benefit not just one or two seasons, but provide benefits for generations, and it is the responsibility of all on behalf of the country to encourage farmers to move forward with the use of organic fertilizer. The President also stressed that he would never ask anyone to do anything wrong. The Army Commander General Shavendra Silva says the provincial travel restrictions will be lifted at 4 a.m. on October 31st. He further stated that Pfizer vaccines will be given to frontline workers engaged in the prevention of COVID-19 as a booster dose from November 1st. The Army Commander stated that these decisions were taken at the Presidential Task Force of COVID-19 meeting held today. Accordingly, the booster dose will be given to the frontline workers of the health, military, police, tourism and other sectors who are fighting against COVID-19. The commander said the train services will also commence within the provinces after October 25th. 303 COVID-19 vaccination clinics operated by the Ministry of Health are conducted in many areas across the island today. 151,960 individuals were administered vaccine doses against the coronavirus yesterday. Thus far, 12,932,536 individuals have been fully vaccinated in Sri Lanka, while a total of 27,801,336 vaccine doses have been administered in the country. For more details on vaccination clinics operating in your local area and the type of vaccine administered can be obtained by visiting the official website of the Health Ministry, www.health.gov.lk. That's www.health.gov.lk. Meanwhile, the vaccination of children between 16 and 17 years has commenced countrywide today. Health Services Director General Dr. Asela Gunawardena said the principals, zonal directors of education and district health service directors will decide the age groups that will be vaccinated first. All MOH officers have been advised to carry out the vaccination campaign as a school-based program, and also the central clinic of the MOH and base hospitals will function only on Saturdays to vaccinate students who miss the school-based vaccination. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Health Ministry says that another 101 persons have tested positive for coronavirus yesterday, increasing the daily count for new cases to 554. This pushes the total registered COVID-19 cases in the country to 533,860, while 17,834 infected patients are currently undergoing treatment across the island. Total recoveries have risen to 502,464, and the death toll due to the virus is 13,562 so far. The Minister of Energy, Udayagan Mampila, today assured that there is no fuel shortage in the country and urged the public not to unnecessarily panic. The minister said that over the past 4 months, CPC, trade unions and opposition politicians have been making baseless statements and there will be a fuel shortage, but it never happened. He reiterated that there is absolutely no shortage of fuel in the country and requested the people not to unnecessarily panic. Meanwhile, Lanka IOC has decided to increase the price of octane 92 petrol and auto diesel with effect from midnight yesterday. Accordingly, the price of octane 92 petrol has been increased 5 rupees per litre, while auto diesel has also been increased by 5 rupees per litre. LIOC said it has increased its retail selling price for both Lanka Auto Diesel and Petrol LP92 due to huge losses on sales of both the products. Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment informs skilled workers going abroad not to fall prey to unscrupulous brokers when going abroad for employment. The Bureau stated that under its regulation, action should be taken to obtain foreign employment directly only through registered licenses. Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment pointed out that there are about 800 such licensed agents and institutions. If there is any problem in the process of going abroad for employment, you can call the Bureau of Foreign Employment's 24-hour hotline number 1989 and get the relevant advice and services. The government of Japan will assist the Samagi Janabalawega's Green Environmental Conservation Program and Project Leopard. The Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Akira Sugiyama, yesterday engaged in discussions with the leader of the SJB opposition leader, Sajith Premadasa. MP Premadasa thanked the government of Japan for its support in combating the coronavirus and other development projects. The opposition leader said the SJB is a green party, adding the Green Environmental Conservation Program under the Leopard project will be implemented as part of such efforts. And that ends local news for now.
On the nose, the pain of each member of the family. Siddha Lepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddha Lepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The United States, through the United States Agency for International Development USAID, announced an additional $2.5 million in urgent COVID-19 assistance for Sri Lanka. This assistance will accelerate equitable access to safe and effective COVID-19 vaccinations and strengthen the ability of health workers to address COVID-19. The USAID Mission Director for Sri Lanka and Maldives, Reid Ashelman, said that the US is working hand in hand with partners at the community, provincial and national levels to address COVID-19. He added that this additional donation will bolster health systems, support healthcare workers and improve access to vaccinations. USAID has contributed $17.9 million to Sri Lanka since the pandemic first broke out in March 2020. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhaleba.
And now in Watch Light.
The Controller General of the Department of Immigration and Immigration announced that passports are issued to a limited number of applicants at the Battaramulla head office of the Department of Immigration and Immigration, as well as the Mathura, Vaunia, Kandy and Kurunagara regional offices, following all health guidelines. Applicants are requested to visit the website to reserve a date using the following web extension. That's www.immigration.gov.lk. That's www.immigration.gov.lk. And that was Watchlight.
World News.
In the headlines, the US President vows to protect Taiwan in the event of a Chinese attack. Barbados elects first ever president, replacing British monarchy. The Queen back at Windsor after hospital stay. World news in detail now. The US President Joe Biden says the US is committed to coming to Taiwan's defense if it comes under attack from China. Asked twice during CNN's town hall whether the US would protect Taiwan if China attacked, Biden said it would. Biden has made similar statements in the past, only to have the White House say long-standing US policy had not changed towards the island. The US provides Taiwan defensive weapons, but has remained internationally ambiguous on whether it would intervene militarily in the event of a Chinese attack. Barbados has elected its first ever president to replace the United Kingdom's Queen Elizabeth as head of state in a decisive step towards shedding the Caribbean island's colonial past. Sandra Mason was elected late on Wednesday by a two-thirds vote of a joint session of the country's House of Assembly and Senate milestone, the government said in a statement on its road to public. Mason, aged 72, will be sworn in on November 30th, the country's 55th anniversary of independence from the UK. A former jurist who has been Governor-General of the island since 2018, she was also the first woman to serve on the Barbados Court of Appeals. Buckingham Palace has said the Queen spent Wednesday night in hospital for preliminary medical checks and is now back at Windsor Castle. The palace added the 95-year-old monarch returned from the private hospital in central London at lunchtime on Thursday and is in good spirits. The Queen had cancelled a visit to Northern Ireland on Wednesday. She was given medical advice to rest for a few days after a busy schedule of public engagements. Back to the headlines of the world news. The US President vows to protect Taiwan in the event of Chinese attack. Barbados elects first ever president, replacing British monarchy. The Queen back at Windsor after hospital stay. And that ends world news.
And now in development news.
The leader of shipbuilding industry in Sri Lanka, Colombo Dockyard PLC or CDPLC, has successfully built 2 vessels for General Company for Port of Iraq. The Colombo Dockyard technically completed and dispatched 2 vessels to Iraq: buoy tender vessel Al4 and pilot station vessel Shuttle Arab for General Company for Port of Iraq. For these vessels, Toyota Tsusho Corporation of Japan signed the main contract with GCPI and subcontracted the shipbuilding works to CDPLC. The project was funded under Japanese ODA loans by Japan International Cooperation Agency. CDPLC is the frontrunner of Sri Lankan industrialization and the main contributor to the government's national export strategy from the shipbuilding sector. And that was development news.
Sports news.
Cricket news. In the 12th match, in the first round, Group A of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Sharjah seems to have the feel of a dead rubber. Not only do Netherlands have no chance of making to the Super 12s, but Sri Lanka are also highly likely to finish on top of the Group A thanks to their superior net run rate. For Netherlands, this is a chance to make a mark in the tournament in which they feel they have underperformed. Sri Lanka, meanwhile, have earned themselves an opportunity to find a solution to their top board issues. Dinesh Chandimal and another failure against Ireland on Wednesday, thus finding his position at number 3 in serious peril. The likeliest replacement may be Charit Asalanka, but Dhananjaya De Silva is also in the squad. The match is scheduled to get underway at 7:30 p.m. local time. And that was Sports News.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Q Plus payment app, Sri Lanka's first QR-based payment application to be launched under Lanka QR, has surpassed the 100,000 registered customers milestone, doubling its customer base in just 5 months, the app's owner, the Commercial Bank of Ceylon, has announced. The bank said the fastest growing QR app in the country, Q Plus payment app, has an easy self-registration process and is well received by customers owing to the convenience and security it offers them in cashless payment processing when they pay for purchases by scanning QR codes via mobile phones or via the in-app bill payment facility. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
In economic news, the Department of Census and Statistics reported that Sri Lanka's nationwide inflation in September 2021, determined under the National Consumer Price Index, marginally declined to 6.2% from 6.7% recorded in August 2021 on a year-on-year basis. The NCPI for all items for the month of September 2021 increased to 147.5 from 147.1 in the previous month. The month-on-month change was contributed by increases in index value of food items by 0.07% and non-food items by 0.18% respectively. The moving average inflation for the month of September 2021 remained unchanged at 5.5%. And that was economic news.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
In the weather report, the Meteorological Department forecasts that atmospheric conditions are favorable for the formation of afternoon or evening thunder showers over most parts of the island during the next few days. Further, the Met Department predicts showers or thunder showers to occur in the central, northwestern, western, Sabaragamuwa and Uva provinces and in the Anuradhapura, Galle and Mathura districts. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places. The Weather Bureau requests the general public to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporarily localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. And that was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Back to the headlines of this news broadcast. The Parliament informed of the Gazette extraordinary notice keeping troops on standby. The President states that the main objective of the government is to create an environment where the farmers can benefit while protecting the environment and public health. The inter-provincial travel restrictions to be lifted on October 31st. The vaccination drive continues across all districts in the island. COVID vaccinations commence for 16 to 19-year-olds. The daily count of coronavirus cases moves to 554. The USAID announced urgent COVID-19 assistance for Sri Lanka. The Minister of Energy assures that there is no fuel shortage in the country and urges the public not to panic unnecessarily. International news. The US President vows to protect Taiwan in the event of a Chinese attack. Sports cricket, ICC Men's T20 World Cup, dead rubber against Netherlands provides Sri Lanka the opportunity to solve top-order woes. And with that, we end this news broadcast and back to Sharifah Tahir.